Hey there, this is Attorney Sarah Holmes of Holmes Business Law P.C. We are a business and trademark law firm that offers subscription general counsel services to small businesses. We are based in Philadelphia and the suburbs. One common issue that comes up all the time in our office is what's the difference and what are the pitfalls between hiring employees versus independent contractors? This is a huge potential landmine for business owners, and that is because the potential penalties if you do not comply or do this wrong are enormous. For example, you could be liable for past wages, past overtime that wasn't paid, all kinds of taxes. Workers' comp could come after you. It could be the unemployment office. It could be the IRS. There's just so many landmines and so many places where this can go wrong that when we see people not doing this properly, we get very concerned. So first of all, what are some of the issues? Because we see people doing this wrong all the time, either because they come to us and they say, well, in my industry, it's super common that people use contractors and I want to do that too. I can't afford to have people on my payroll. Well, quite honestly, like whether or not you can afford to have people on your payroll should not be a factor in your decision on how to use people. What you should be concerned about is, are you doing this the right way and are you putting yourself at risk for future legal claims? So the first thing you want to think about when you hire an employee versus an independent contractor, is this person really truly an independent contractor? Is this meant to be a long-term permanent employee that I just don't feel like paying payroll taxes for? The more that this is someone that they're only going to work for you, they work full-time, you have to train them, you have to give them things to do their job, that looks like an employee. That does not look like an independent contractor. An independent contractor is really somebody that's really running their own business. They should have their own LLC set up, they should have their own insurance, they should be working for multiple other people, not just you, and they should routinely have other clients they service and should have all their own equipment and things to do the job. So for example, if you're hiring an independent contractor and you give them a computer and you buy all the software to do the job, that's not really, again, a proper contractor. That looks more like an employee. If this is someone really running their own business, their own agency, they have all those things and they're not dependent on you to get them, maybe that now is a proper independent contractor. So you really have to think about how it is that you want this to work. So if it's someone on an ongoing basis, you could have a contractor that works for you intermittently sometimes. This might be for people that do things like graphic design, photography for you. Maybe it's someone that sets up ads for you. Those typically do tend to be proper 1099s because it's usually an agency, creative people that are running their own business that do these things on an occasional, but yes, maybe ongoing basis. That could be a proper 1099. The other things you want to think about is, how are you going to run your business using contractors? Because the whole point of a contractor is that you don't have control over this person. You just want them to say, here's the project, here's the result I need, go do it, meaning you have no control over that process. You can't say, the easiest example that I like to give clients is, I'm going to hire a painter to paint my house, right? The painter comes to my house and he just says, hey, what color do you want that wall? I say, I want that wall blue, I want the other wall gray. I don't tell him what brush to use. I might say, hey, I like Benjamin Moore paint, but ultimately, in his discretion, if he thinks Sherwin-Williams is better, maybe he'll buy Sherwin-Williams. I don't care, I just want it painted, right? And I want it done well. I don't say, hey, edge the corners this way, make sure you use this type of tape. I might say, hey, don't ruin my walls with your tape, but I'm not dictating to them the way that something does it or the terms or the manner in which they're going to go about painting my walls. If I were to do that, I'm exerting a lot of control over them. And so if I were that person's employer, those are things I don't want to be doing. I want to make sure this is a hands-off type thing. This person has the equipment, they've got the paintbrushes, they've got the paint, they've got the ladders, they've got the clothes, they're doing all of that. And as soon as they finish my job, they're going to go do another job for 10 other people. And in the meantime, they've got their own LLC, their own company, their own insurance, and they merely show up, do the job, leave, and we're done. That would really be the best way to think about an independent contractor for your business. So next time you're thinking about hiring and you're trying to consider whether this is an employee versus a contractor, these are the types of issues that you have to work through. If you have a business and you really want that business to grow, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to grow and scale a business the right way using solely independent contractors, using solely 1099 people. That's very difficult to do because of the reason of the lack of control. You need to have people adhere to your processes, you need quality control, you need consistency. Most businesses really need that for their customers and for satisfaction and to keep a viable business going and in good shape. So if you have any questions about hiring contractors or employees, feel free to reach out to our office. Our number is 215-482-0285. Thanks.